a new hero is being released within less than a day, and it's none other than Scarlet Witch. And I figured this was a good opportunity to vent out my frustrations with this game, hopefully doing so in a constructive manner. But I am curious, will Scarlet Witch save Marvel Future Revolution? And my answer is no. Yes, no. Yes. I think the answer may surprise you, but I can't predict the future. Or can I? Looking back on how MFR has evolved so far, and yes, I will say MFR from now on because saying Marvel Future Revolution every time is such a mouthful. There has been a lot of new content since release. New story was added, which was the conclusion to Chapter 6. I thought it was well done. It goes deeper with the rest of the underworld feud between Mephisto and Hela, also having enjoyable and great cutscenes. The story has been compelling enough that I can't wait for the next chapter. We also got Alliance content such as Alliance Raid and Alliance War, and upcoming revamp to Alliance Rewards. So a lot of community building, working together with your guildmates to get better and being the best. They have revamped a few heroes like Star-Lord and really buffed up Captain America, making them way more playable and at least making them relevant in PvP modes. So the devs do listen to the community, although for me the turnaround time isn't the fastest. But I'm not a developer myself, and I imagine it is difficult to balance a game while trying to introduce new elements and keeping up with the Marvel promotions. I get that this game hasn't even been out for a year yet, and they have provided with some quality life improvements here and there, but I feel that as they are adding new content and new modes to the game, they aren't considering how much time this adds up with the other gameplay modes. For example, Blitz and Raids. If you're strong enough, you can solo these yourself and pretty much have the gameplay for you on auto mode, so I feel like it's a waste of time. I guess I'm only saving about 8 to 10 minutes of gameplay, but those modes don't excite me, and I'm just going through the motions. Here's a breakdown on time spent for each game mode. These times are rough amounts. The stronger you are, the easier time you can complete PvE content, while PvP, like dimensional duels, could take you the entire time. Overall, you could be looking at a minimum of 1 hour a day of gameplay, and this doesn't account for like wait times or other times, the loading times. And don't forget about training operations, 3 hours per week, and then the additional 35 levels of weekly battle challenges. I'm already skipping on Dark Zone because the times that it's open is really inconvenient for me. And also Alliance Omega War, also being time restrictive, you can only go on the weekends and certain hours. You know, sometimes I just want to log in, get the dailies over with, and just move on. All I'm saying is that the game should cater to your needs instead of having the game dictate set scheduled times to play like Dark Zone or Alliance War. And look, you don't even need to play every mode. And maybe some people even enjoy Blitz and Raids, but having the option to autocomplete would be really nice. For someone who is free to play, to be successful at this game, you should complete all activities daily to guarantee the greatest chance of gear needed. Which leads me to my next point, that their loot crate system is flawed because not only of the random chance of gear, but because of the random generated stats on the gear and items whenever you upgrade them to the next level. So if you are a free-to-play player, you're kind of stuck with what you get unless you've been playing for a while. And because the stats are kind of random, I think it stifles creativity. You don't get the luxury of exploring the character with other builds early on. In a PvP sense, you're naturally going to gravitate towards the top character skills and gear archetypes because it works for them, and rather than potentially discovering something new and different. They have added companions for some new dynamics in PvE and PvP, but I don't think it's enough. There's rarely new costumes for heroes, and you kind of spend so much time and energy on one hero, and then not being able to express or have diversity for that hero to be unique to you. I also think matchmaking in Omega War can sometimes be totally mismatched, so either there's just so few people to queue with, or the algorithm is just so busted. There's definitely an issue where players AFK in auto or quit and force leave the match, And sometimes you can't help it because it's a mobile game and your connection drops. So what are you gonna do? But if you do it on purpose, you're leaving out the rest of your team and the balance can shift. Might as well AFK and play on auto, which is such a vicious cycle. To me, MFR has some things to prove. Scarlet, which would be my first hero to get me excited, but I guess it aligns with what's getting released. The hype of the hero will get a surge of people to play, but I really doubt people will stay for too long. For the remaining players like me, I hope they streamline things better and have more balance changes. Because for me, when the game feels like a chore, it can get unfun, and that's when I usually will leave. But we'll see what the new updates will bring. Sometimes a little patience can go a long way. Well, thanks for listening/watching of my rant, and maybe I'll be back.